Welcome back to TPS. Throughout its 100 years of existence, the NFL has seen plenty of embarrassing incidents and scandals. Every team has had their moment that will live on in infamy, and we've got them right here for you as we look at every NFL team's most embarrassing scandal of all time.
At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video.
Arizona Cardinals Josh Shaw's suspension for gambling. Following brief stints in Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Tampa Bay, Josh Shaw signed with the Cardinals in the 2019 offseason. But during his first year in the desert, Shaw was caught allegedly betting on NFL games, and Commissioner Roger Goodell suspended him at least through the 2020 season. Shaw did the gambling at a casino in Vegas, and he just may have cost himself a chance to play football again. While he's appealed it, it's important to point out that the NFL found no evidence that Shaw used inside information to make his bets or that any game has been compromised. Atlanta Falcons Michael Vick's dogfighting scandal. Michael Vick ruined his career after authorities discovered that he was operating an illegal dogfighting ring in Surry County, Virginia. Vick was sentenced to 23 months in prison. He was released in 2009 and signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. By that time, the Falcons had already found their new franchise QB in Matt Ryan, whom they drafted third overall in 2008. Baltimore Ravens Ray Rice's domestic violence incident. Ray Rice was a three-time Pro Bowl running back for the Baltimore Ravens, and he was key in helping them win Super Bowl 47 against the 49ers. But Rice's career ended abruptly in the 2014 offseason when TMZ published a video of him dragging his unconscious fiancée out of an elevator. Rice had viciously assaulted her, and he faced up to 5 years in prison. The NFL gave Rice a 2-game suspension, which rightfully led the public to a backlash. The Ravens released Rice, and despite his pleas for a second chance, nobody ever signed him. Buffalo Bills Rex Ryan turns his players against him. The Bills hired Rex Ryan to be their new head coach in 2015. This was a short-lived marriage, and most of it falls on Ryan. After the 2016 presidential election, Ryan was vocal about his support for Donald Trump, who made headlines by saying players who kneel during the anthem should be fired. More specifically, Ryan praised Trump for having the courage to say what's on his mind. An anonymous Bills player told Bleacher Report's Mike Freeman that Ryan's support for Trump shocked him and they weren't happy about the open endorsement. Ryan was fired before the end of the 2016 season, but this was believed to have been over a power struggle involving the choosing of a starting QB. Carolina Panthers Jerry Richardson's sexual assault allegations. Richardson was the first owner of the Carolina Panthers when they entered the league in 1995. And under his watch, they even reached 2 Super Bowls. Richardson was forced to sell the Panthers off in the 2018 offseason to David Tepper after serious sexual assault and racist allegations came out against him, which included apparent payouts to victims. He also allegedly used a racial slur towards one of the team's scouts. Chicago Bears Aaron KROMER throws Jay Cutler under the bus. KROMER served as offensive coordinator for the Bears from 2013 to 14. During the 2014 season, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported that the Bears felt buyer's remorse after handing quarterback Jay Cutler a 7-year deal worth $126.7 million. Some wondered if KROMER made those comments and later admitted that he went on a rant about Cutler's play, and KROMER went on to make a tearful apology to the Bears. This apparently didn't sit well with Cutler either. Well, the Bears wound up firing KROMER and head coach Mark Trestman following the disastrous season. Cincinnati Bengals Stanley Wilson Super Bowl ban. The Bengals met the 49ers in Super Bowl 23, but they were forced to do business without lead fullback Stanley Wilson. The night before the big game, one of the Bengals coaches caught Wilson using cocaine, and the team obviously couldn't play him. They wound up losing the Super Bowl by a final score of 20-16. Not only that, but Wilson was also banned from the league for life since this marked his 3rd violation. Cleveland Browns Ray Farmer's texting scandal. The Browns have avoided humiliating cheating scandals and incidents for the most part. To be honest, most of their embarrassment that takes place happens on the field. But Ray Farmer, the Browns GM from 2014 to 15, landed himself in trouble over a texting scandal. While sitting in the press box, Farmer sent text messages to Browns coaches who were on the sidelines. This violated the league's electronic device policy, and Farmer was handed a 4-game suspension. Farmer was later fired by the Browns after the 2015 season. Dallas Cowboys Michael Irvin and Scissorgate. Cowboys legend Michael Irvin had a handful of legal incidents during and after his playing career. One of them involved Irvin using scissors to attack his own teammate. During the 1998 offseason, Irvin and teammate Everett McIver got into a fight over a haircut. Irvin apparently wanted McIver to leave a barber's chair so that he didn't have to wait for his haircut. IRVIN then stabbed McIver in the neck with a pair of scissors. McIver didn't press charges, but it's alleged he brokered a deal worth six figures for his silence. The story leaked anyway. Denver Broncos Spygate 2. The Broncos hired Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels to become their new head coach for the 2009 season. After an impressive 6-0 start, the Broncos unraveled and lost 6 of their final 8 games to finish 8-8. The pressure was on McDaniels to turn this around in 2010. Denver's director of video operations was caught filming a San Francisco 49ers practice ahead of their Week 8 game. He was fired by the Broncos, and McDaniels was fined $50K and later relieved of his duties with 4 games to go. And yes, McDaniels was with the Patriots during their infamous 2007 Spygate scandal too. Detroit Lions Alex KARRAS' suspension for gambling. KARRAS was a 4-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle who spent his entire career with the Lions from 1958 to 70. He also earned a trio of first-team All-Pro selections, and KARRAS was named to the 1960s All-Decade team. But in '63, KARRAS was caught gambling on NFL games. He was suspended for the entire 1963 campaign, but he wasn't the only NFLer who got caught. Green Bay Packers Paul Hornung is suspended for gambling. The Pro Football Hall of Famer played kicker and halfback for the Packers. He won the '61 NFL MVP award and was part of 4 NFL championship teams in Green Bay, also winning Super Bowl I with the club. But along with KARRAS, he was also suspended for the entire '63 season when he was caught betting on football games. Both superstars missed 1 year before getting reinstated. Houston Texans Bob McNair's bad comments. During the 2017 season, the NFL owners held a meeting to talk about how they could handle the national anthem protests. Late Texans owner Bob McNair was quoted as saying that the team owners can't have the inmates running the prison. Texans players were offended by the comments, and ESPN reported that around 10 players left the team facility after hearing about it. McNair expressed regret for his comments and later apologized. Indianapolis Colts Jim Irsay's arrest. Colts owner Jim Irsay made headlines for all the wrong reasons during the 2014 offseason. On March 14th, police arrested him in Carmel, Indiana, for drunk driving. Irsay was charged with 4 counts and handed team control to his daughter Carly while he went to rehab. The NFL fined Irsay with $500,000 and he was suspended 6 games. Thankfully, Irsay got the help he needed for long-standing issues with drugs and alcohol, and he's avoided any legal troubles ever since. Jacksonville Jaguars Chris Hanson's locker room injury. Former NFL punter was a Pro Bowl and All-Pro selection in 2002 and was with the Patriots when they almost had a perfect season in 2007. However, Hanson is best remembered for being the victim of an unfortunate accident during the 2003 season when he was with the Jaguars. Head coach Jack Del Rio left an axe and an oak stump in the team locker room as a sign for players to keep chopping wood. While using the axe, Hanson accidentally hit himself in his non-kicking foot. It caused a giant gash that required surgery, and he was out for the season. Kansas City Chiefs Kareem Hunt incident. Hunt led the league in rushing during his rookie 2017 season, also earning a Pro Bowl selection. During the 2018 season, TMZ revealed a video of Hunt kicking a woman at a Cleveland hotel in February. This was just another terrible look on the Chiefs, who have employed numerous players involved in domestic violence in the past. The Chiefs couldn't defend Hunt, and he was released shortly after the video became public. Los Angeles Chargers Dean Spanos relocates team. The Chargers played in San Diego from 1961 to 2016. Despite poor on-the-field play, TV blackouts, and an outdated stadium in the later years, the passion and love for the Chargers never went away in San Diego. In 2017, owner Dean Spanos relocated the team to Los Angeles for a new stadium. Since then, the Chargers haven't gathered much of a fan base in LA. LA Rams, the Lawrence Phillips saga. Even though the Rams had a star running back in Jerome Bettis, they couldn't resist drafting Nebraska product Lawrence Phillips. This is despite the fact that Phillips was charged with assaulting another student and later for assaulting ex-girlfriend Kate McEwen in college. The Rams traded Bettis to the Steelers, and they drafted Phillips with the 6th overall pick in '96. But Phillips' attitude problems and lack of production forced the team to cut him during the '97 season, and head coach Dick Vermeil was emotional in discussing the decision. The fact that Phillips was gone after 1 year while Bettis enjoyed a Hall of Fame career in Pittsburgh didn't do the team any favors. Miami Dolphins, the Richie Incognito bullying scandal. During the 2013 season, it was revealed that the Pro Bowl guard Incognito was bullying teammate Jonathan Martin. He reportedly sent threatening and racist messages to Martin, who later left the team. Incognito was suspended by the team on November 3rd, and he didn't play again that season. Minnesota Vikings, the 2005 boat party. During the 2005 season, multiple Minnesota Vikings players decided to throw a boat party on Lake Minnetonka. There were about 90 people on 2 boats, 17 of them players, and allegedly 100 women. Some of them were sex workers from Florida and Atlanta. Allegedly, cornerback Fred Smoot organized the party, which turned into a sex party where some of the players did not only do certain acts in front of the crew members, but they did them in front of cameras too. They were photographed. Keep in mind that not every player there participated. 4 players on the Vikings received misdemeanor charges. The team finished 9-7, but missed the playoffs, and head coach Mike Tice was fired following the drama-filled season. Also, that wasn't apparently the only time they'd done that. They just got caught that time. New England Patriots Spygate. During a 2007 game, the Patriots were caught videotaping signals on the New York Jets sidelines. Head coach Bill Belichick was fined, along with the Patriots organization, and they were stripped of their 2008 first-round pick. It was later reported that the Patriots allegedly had been doing this dating all the way back to their first Super Bowl championship. At any rate, the Patriots' 21st century dynasty will always have a dark cloud hovering over it. It all started with Spygate, and the ensuing Deflategate scandal 8 years later only made it worse. New Orleans Saints Bountygate. In 2012, the NFL conducted an investigation which discovered that Saints coaches were placing bounties on opposing players. If a New Orleans player managed to injure the target, he would earn a cash bonus. It was believed to have started during the 2009 season, when the Saints would go on to win their first Super Bowl. Roger Goodell wasted no time with his punishments. Various Saints players were suspended. GM Mickey Loomis, assistant coach Joe Vitt, and Greg Williams, who ran the defense, were suspended. They later fired Greg Williams before he worked another game. And head coach Sean Payton was banned for the 2012 season. The league fined the Saints $500,000 while stripping them of their 2012 and 13 second-round picks. New York Giants Plaxico Burress' self-inflicted gunshot wound. Burress was a hero for the New York Giants in Super Bowl 42, catching the game-winning pass in the final minute against the undefeated New England Patriots. But Plax's tenure with New York ended on a sour note during the 2008 season. While in a nightclub in New York, Burress accidentally shot himself with his own handgun. And after recovering, he was charged for criminal possession of a weapon and reckless endangerment. He was suspended for the rest of the season and was hit with a 2-year prison sentence. He was released in 2011 after serving 20 months. New York Jets Brett Favre sexting allegations. Packers quarterback Brett Favre went back on his retirement word and wished to play again in 2008. He was traded to the QB-desperate New York Jets, but Favre's tenure there was overshadowed by a disturbing allegation. Former Jets sideline reporter Jen Sturger revealed that the married quarterback had sent her inappropriate text messages, including a picture of his dong. And that's not all. By the way, she had never even met him when he did this. He just decided to do it. Don't do that. In addition to that, 2 Jets therapists sued Favre for allegedly sexting them during his 1 year with the team. The 2 women claimed that they lost their jobs following their complaints against Favre. The Hall of Fame quarterback reached a settlement with the 2 women, but his good guy image was already tarnished. Oakland Raiders Antonio Brown saga. After clashing with teammate Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown managed to orchestrate a trade out of Pittsburgh in the 2019 offseason. He was traded to the Oakland Raiders for the 3rd and 5th round picks, as John Gruden came away with a coup for the ages, or so we thought. Brown threw a temper tantrum after the league wouldn't allow him to wear his preferred helmet. Then he suffered frostbite while in a cryotherapy session. Then he went after GM Mike Mayock during what turned out to be quite the heated confrontation, all because Mayock fined him for missing practices. Then Brown leaked an audio recording of a phone call with Coach Gruden, which is against the state's law. Finally, the Raiders got fed up and released AB during the start of the 2019 season. Philadelphia Eagles Riley Cooper's racist statement. During the 2013 offseason, Eagles wide receiver Riley Cooper got into a confrontation with a security guard at a Kenny Chesney concert. Cooper directed a racial slur towards the guard, and it was caught on video. Cooper later said he was drinking that night, and he was fined and apologized for his actions. Pittsburgh Steelers Ben Roethlisberger sexual assault allegations. Steelers QB Ben Roethlisberger has been accused of sexual assault multiple times. In 2008, a woman filed a lawsuit against Roethlisberger for allegedly assaulting her in the offseason. In 2010, police investigated an allegation from a 20-year-old who alleged that Roethlisberger sexually assaulted her. In 2018, it was revealed that adult film star Stormy Daniels also accused Roethlisberger of terrifying her when she rejected his advances. Roethlisberger was suspended for the first 6 games of 2010, but the league moved it down to 4 games. It painted an ugly picture of the Steelers signal caller and the historic organization, one that still hasn't really gone away, because whenever we mention the Steelers and you hate them, you bring it up. We haven't forgotten either. 49ers Eddie DeBartolo Jr.'s legal troubles. DeBartolo Jr. was the owner of the 49ers for 23 years. The club won 5 Super Bowl championships during his tenure. In '92, he paid $200,000 to a woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her. DiBartolo was also part of the infamous Edwin Edwards corruption scandal. The investigation into Edwards revealed that the 49ers owner had paid the Louisiana governor a $400,000 bribe to secure a riverboat casino license. DiBartolo pled guilty and was fined and suspended by the NFL for 1 year. DiBartolo decided to step down as owner following the incident, handing control of the team over to his sister Denise York. Seahawks Pedsgate. The Seahawks won Super Bowl 48 on the basis of a suffocating physical and lockdown defense, but this was far from a clean team. Between 2011 and 2013, multiple Seahawks players had been suspended for using banned substances. Bruce Irvin, Brandon Browner, John Moffitt, Alan Barbary, and Winston Guy were among those who were suspended. Richard Sherman also received a suspension but managed to win his appeal. Buccaneers, Jameis Winston's sexual assault allegations. The first overall pick from 2015 has had a ton of issues during his NFL career. During his time with Florida State, Winston had been accused of sexual assault, and he was involved in a couple of shoplifting incidents as well. Winston's off-the-field issues didn't disappear when he made it to the NFL. During the 2017 season, the league investigated a groping accusation that was made against Winston by an Uber driver. He was suspended for the first 3 games of the season as a result. Tennessee Titans Pac-Man Jones' role in Vegas shooting incident. Adam Pac-Man Jones dazzled with his supreme special teams returning abilities, but he unfortunately couldn't stay out of trouble during his career. In February 2007, Jones and his friends were kicked out of a club in Las Vegas. One of Jones' friends fired shots in the club. One person was left paralyzed and 2 were injured. Police accused Jones of starting the entire ordeal. He was suspended for the entire 2007 season due to many legal incidents. Pac-Man was also ordered to pay $11 million to 2 people who were shot in the Vegas incident. Titans would trade Jones to the Cowboys in the 2008 offseason, unable to deal with his many legal troubles any longer. Redskins Costa Rica cheerleaders incident. In 2018, the New York Times reported that when Redskins cheerleaders traveled to Costa Rica in 2013 for a calendar shoot, they were ordered to pose topless, while others had to wear only body paint. The report also said that Redskins suite holders and sponsors got to closely view the photo shoot, and later on, none of the cheerleaders were forced to be personal escorts for the men. These women had to speak on anonymity because they agreed to confidentiality agreements. And when will Dan Snyder ever learn? What do you think is the most embarrassing scandal or incident in your favorite NFL team's history? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.